Hi everyone. Today I have come in because I'd like to talk about a practice that I call regular regulation. And for some of you who have worked with me a little bit, you'll be familiar with the ideas through yoga practice or other modalities of bringing the nervous system into balance, having it be flexible where we can go into heightened states, into states like fight or flight, if needed, because they are adaptive states that serve us. But if we've had trauma or we haven't learned that ability to regulate, or we're a modern person in modern society where fight or flight is being activated continuously, then we need to learn how to build flexibility to bring the nervous system into a more, I'll go into the complexities of this later, but a more relaxed state. One of the things that I believe is very necessary is proactive steps to do this. So we need to actually be practicing before the thing happens, before the major stress happens. One of my coaches uses a lot of martial arts metaphors, and I like this one as well. I learned martial arts for a little while, that you want to be practicing the hits, so that the moment that that actual real world thing hopefully doesn't happen, but maybe does happen, your body, your nervous system, your mind is conditioned to respond. It's happened enough times that it knows what to do. This is the same with regulation. We want to practice proactively throughout the day so that if a really big stress comes, and when that happens, some of the parts of our brain that help us with regulation, the prefrontal cortex, actually go offline when there's a really big wave of threat to the nervous system. And so we want to be able to respond more automatically in that moment with the practices that allow us to regulate. So the way we do this is through regular regulation, which is very simple. It's something that I learned from one of my teachers some time ago. And it is to integrate the practice into your day. So we can learn things in a yoga class, we can learn things from our teachers, we can go off and do breath works, this, that, the other modality, and then often we just leave it behind. And what we want to do is make it part of how we do life going forward. Everyone carries one of these around all the time. So what I encourage you to do is set an alarm for 5 times per day. Morning, mid-morning, midday, mid-afternoon and evening. And that way you have an external reminder to do your practice. And with nervous system regulation, on the spot, quick resets, we want to be doing things very simply and quickly because we might be in the middle of our active working day. We don't have time to go off and sit for half an hour and meditate. We just want to be able to do something that's a little quick fix to help keep things in balance. And if you think about coming home at the end of the day, excuse me, if you've managed to have the nervous system go up a little bit and come down, up a little bit and come down, down and back up to the more balanced neutral state, up, down, down, up to center. When you come to relax and go into sleep, you're not having to do this much work to relax. You may be only having to do this much work. So you can come into those more relaxed states for the evening and for sleep much more easily, rather than having a build up over the day. So whatever your practice is, and I am going to recommend for everyone, the breath. We all know if we're looking at healing modalities, if we're looking in the personal development world, if we're looking in the high performance world, any of these worlds, breath is a massive key. So one of the things I believe would change the world is if everybody started to learn to loosen the diaphragm. I'll come back a bit in my chair. And to soften the belly. So we're all tense, sucking the bellies in, breathing up into our chests. And if we can just let go in the belly, let go in the back, and take a breath. So simple practice to regulate, Okay, and there is more complexity to this, which we'll learn over time. But no matter what state you're in, you can come back more to a central, neutral, balanced state by loosening through the core, around the diaphragm, and breathing here and taking the stress response down in the body. So set your alarm. Maybe it goes off, you're at the computer and you're focused on a big task and your alarm goes off, and all you have to do is sit back in your chair. I like to always notice myself physically in space first, feet on the ground, sit bones in the chair, soften the belly, soften the back, take a breath, nose, nostrils. I like to take 3. That's 2. And a third one. So Dr. Stephen Porges is one of the primary researchers that I follow, who's looking at the nervous system and the application of neuroscience into, well, he's on the scientific side, and people in the therapeutic field are taking his work and using this theory. It's called polyvagal theory, if you want to go and look it up, to consciously understand the nervous system and to work with it a little more effectively. And he will tell you as well that breath is one of the essential things that we can use to find more safety in our bodies and in our nervous systems, to come out of activated, dysregulated states. So my advice for my clients, as you're beginning to come into doing the deeper work of perhaps looking at what's underneath these patterns, we need to be regulated to allow ourselves to feel safe to even go there. So we need to build the muscles of regulation. That's not a clinical term, that's just how I put it. Being a yoga practitioner and teacher for such a long time, I think in physical metaphors for things a lot. So we want to build the muscles of regulation so that we are more robust, so that we are more resilient, really for everything, but through my lens, for our deep healing and then thriving work into life. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and it's been lovely to spend a bit of time with you. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, always just pop a comment down below or send me a message. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Bye-bye.